Pocket English Podcast
from your pocket. Welcome back to Pocket English Podcast, your friendly space to learn natural English on the go. Today, we aren't just learning how to order food, we're learning how to send it back. Imagine this. You are at a busy cafe. The waiter rushes over and drops off your chicken salad. But you look down and there are peanuts on it. You are allergic. Your heart sinks. You do not want to yell that they made a mistake, but you definitely cannot eat it.
I remember when I first moved to London, I ordered a sandwich and it came covered in mustard. I absolutely hate mustard, but I was so terrified of sounding rude or aggressive in English that I just wiped it off with a napkin and ate it in silence.
By the end of this short episode, we will learn the 4 polite, soft phrases native speakers use to fix food orders, and we will practice saying them out loud together.
Let us start before the food even arrives. The absolute best way to fix a mistake is to stop it from happening in the first place.
Exactly. If you have a specific diet, an allergy, or just a strong preference, you need to know how to customize your order. But saying, "Give me no nuts," or "I want no cheese," sounds a bit demanding.
It really does. It sounds like you were giving a strict command. So how do we make that sound softer?
Native speakers use polite conditionals to make these requests sound gentle. Instead of saying, "I want," we say, "Could I possibly get?" or "Would it be possible to get?"
Could I possibly get? That sounds so much more respectful. Let us say I'm ordering a salad, but I really do not like the dressing mixed into the leaves. I want it separate. I hear people say they want it on the side. What does that actually mean?
That's a perfect phrase. On the side means the dressing or the sauce is served in a small, separate bowl. It's not poured over your food, so you control how much you eat.
Oh, I see. So instead of saying, "Do not put the dressing on my salad," I could say, "Could I possibly get the dressing on the side?"
Yes, that's beautiful natural English. Let's give our listeners a chance to try. I'll be the waiter. You want to order the chicken salad, but you want the dressing separate. What do you say? Speak your answer out loud now. You should have said, "Could I possibly get the chicken salad with the dressing on the side?"
That feels very natural. Now, what if the situation is more serious? What if I'm actually allergic to something, like the peanuts in your story earlier?
The phrase allergic to means your body has a bad medical reaction to a specific ingredient. If you eat it, you get sick. If you're allergic to peanuts, you do not want to leave it to chance. You need to be very clear, but still polite.
So I would say, "I am allergic to peanuts. Could I get this without nuts, please?"
Exactly. You state the fact first, "I'm allergic to peanuts." Then you use the polite conditional to ask for the change. "Could I get this without nuts, please?"
Let's practice that one. Listeners, imagine you are allergic to dairy. That means milk and cheese. You want to order a hamburger. Tell the waiter you are allergic to dairy and ask for the burger without cheese. Speak your sentence out loud now.
You should have said, "I'm allergic to dairy. Could I get the burger without cheese, please?"
Excellent. Another common situation is wanting to change one part of a meal. Let's say a meal comes with French fries, but I'm trying to be healthy and I want a salad instead. How do I ask for that change?
For that, we use the word substitute. Substitute means to replace one thing with another thing. You can say, "Could I substitute the fries for a side salad?"
Substitute. So I name the thing I do not want first and then the thing I do want. Could I substitute the fries for a salad?
That's right. You can also use the word swap. "Could I swap the fries for a salad?" Both are incredibly common in restaurants.
Let us move on to the next phase of our meal. The food arrives. The waiter puts the plate down and walks away. But you look at the plate and they made a mistake. They brought you French fries instead of the salad you asked for.
This is the moment where many language learners panic. The restaurant is loud, the waiters are rushing around with heavy plates. It feels impossible to interrupt them.
I used to just sit there for 20 minutes hoping someone would accidentally look at me. I knew I shouldn't snap my fingers or shout across the room.
You definitely should not snap your fingers. That's considered very rude in almost every English-speaking culture. You also shouldn't shout, "Hey."
So, what is the polite way to interrupt a busy waiter?
You want to make eye contact, raise your hand slightly just to chest level, and say, "Excuse me." But the secret here isn't the words, it's the melody of your voice.
The melody? You mean the intonation?
Yes, if you drop your voice and say, "Excuse me," with a flat tone, it sounds angry. It sounds like you are saying, "Get over here now." But if you raise your pitch at the end, like a question, "Excuse me," it sounds gentle.
Ah, I hear the difference. Excuse me? It almost sounds like you are asking, do you have a second to help me?
Exactly. It respects their time. Before we practice that intonation, if you are finding these practical tips helpful for your real-life English, take a quick second to hit the subscribe button. We make these guides every week so you can navigate the world with confidence.
Okay, let us practice that soft interruption. Listeners, I want you to imagine I'm a waiter rushing past your table. I want you to raise your hand slightly and use that gentle, rising intonation. Ready? Go ahead and speak.
You should have said, "Excuse me," with your voice going up at the very end.
Okay, the waiter heard you. They come over to your table and say, "Yes, how can I help you?" Now we face the hardest part. I feel like saying, "You brought me the wrong food," or "You made a mistake," is just too harsh and direct.
It is very direct. In English, we use a counterintuitive cultural trick when we complain. We often soften the blame, almost acting apologetic, even when the restaurant clearly made the mistake.
That is interesting. So we do not point a finger and say, "You did this."
Right. Instead of saying, "You made a mistake," we say, "I think there might be a slight mistake."
I think there might be a slight mistake. Let's break that down. Why do we say slight? What does that mean?
Slight means small or minor. Even if it's a huge mistake, like they brought you fish instead of steak, calling it a slight mistake is a culturally polite way to say they messed up. It softens the blow.
It takes the pressure off the waiter. And I noticed you used the word might. You didn't say there is a mistake. You said there might be a mistake.
Yes, it's another polite conditional. It makes you sound reasonable and friendly. I think there might be a slight mistake.
What do I say after that? Do I just wait for them to guess the mistake?
No, you immediately state what you ordered and then state what's on the plate. You use the past tense for your order. I ordered the hot tea, but this is iced tea.
Let me put that all together. Excuse me, I think there might be a slight mistake. I ordered the hot tea, but this is iced tea. Wow, that sounds so much better than this is the wrong drink.
It really does. And when you use this soft language, the waiter will almost always apologize immediately and happily fix the problem. They won't feel defensive.
Let us give our listeners a chance to practice this full sequence. Knowing the vocabulary is wonderful, but saying the words out loud is how you build true confidence.
For the next few minutes, we are going to do a guided practice. Jack will play the role of the waiter, and I will guide you on what to say. You will speak out loud in the pauses.
Imagine you are sitting at the cafe. I come over to your table. Hello, what can I get for you today?
You want to order a turkey sandwich, but you don't want tomatoes. Ask for the sandwich without tomatoes, using a polite conditional. Speak now. You should have said, "Could I possibly get the turkey sandwich without tomatoes, please?"
Certainly, I'll have that right out for you.
Okay, 10 minutes pass. Jack brings the plate and walks away. You look down and your sandwich has tomatoes on it. Jack is walking past your table. Get his attention politely. Speak now. You should have said, "Excuse me," with a rising tone.
Yes, is everything tasting okay?
Now, use the softening phrase. Tell him there's a small error and explain that you ordered the sandwich without tomatoes. Go ahead and speak. You should have said, "I think there might be a slight mistake. I asked for the sandwich without tomatoes."
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry about that. Let me take this back to the kitchen and make you a fresh one right away.
See how smooth that was? Let's try one more scenario. This happens all the time.
I come to your table. Are you ready to order?
You want to order the steak, but you want to replace the baked potato with a salad. Ask to swap or substitute the potato. Speak now. You should have said, "Could I substitute the potato for a salad?" Or, could I swap the potato for a salad?
Absolutely. How would you like your steak cooked?
Fast forward. The food arrives. You cut into the steak and it's completely cold. Jack is walking by. Get his attention. Speak now. Excuse me?
Yes, can I get you anything else?
Tell him politely about the error and state that the food is cold. Speak now. You should have said, I think there might be a slight mistake. This steak is cold.
I am so sorry. Let me fix that for you immediately. You know, Emma, practicing these phrases makes such a difference. When you have the exact words ready in your mind, you do not have to panic.
You really do not. We just went from feeling anxious and frustrated about a wrong order to feeling empowered and ready to handle any restaurant situation gracefully. You are taking control of the conversation.
I want you to take this new confidence into the real world. The next time you go out to eat, whether you're traveling or eating at a local tourist spot, do not be afraid to customize your order or politely point out a mistake.
We want to hear from you. What is one food you always ask to change or remove when you order at a restaurant? Try writing your request using the phrase, "Could I get this without?" in the comments below.
Thank you so much for practicing with us today. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you in the next episode.